Hey, everybody, and thank you for tuning in once again to Real Laughs on 104.1. I am your host, Mr. James Yan. Don't forget, you can always watch me on Xfinity Comcast Channel 1623 on The Lowdown with James. I have the writer, and he's from the Obligatory Podcast as well, Mr. Mike Herlihy in the house. Mike, how you feeling, man?
Hey, man, it's storming here. It's storming here.
It's coming down, bro. Somebody said that Beyonce can't be storm, and God's like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Like on the seventh day, I rested just to listen to a Beyonce album.
True. That voice you're hearing is my partner in crime, 2016 Monster Comedian of the Year, Miguel Colon Jr. Miguel, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Tour of Destruction Demolition Derby, which I checked out on Saturday. An amazing time. They want to do more with Real Laughs, and we're going to do more with them. But I saw that figure 8 bus race, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before, where the buses race in a track, going in and out through each other. And I thought it'd be cool to watch. My butt stayed puckered the whole time because I thought these buses were going to smash into. I started getting all nervous. I was like, why do bus drivers need to learn how to drive like this?
That's funny, man. So it was really cool going out there to the track.
Yeah, they've got another show coming up this weekend in Tampa, and it's Tour of Destruction. Okay. You can check them out. Really cool. They've offered us to come out there and have a blast next time they're around locally, and I think we should all go check it out. It's a fun time.
We'll definitely do that, bro. And we also got Mr. Ken Miller, the Godfather of Orlando comedy and lawn care. That's right, for all your lawn care needs, baby.
Yo, and Mike. I'm on I'm on another shirt change, and I also shout out, bam, Justice League dog, baby. You know what I'm saying? Check it out, yo. It's in stores now. Go cop that. You know what I'm saying? Probably my best CD ever. You know how her rappers always do that. Probably my best CD ever. Go cop that. Justice League, Dark Side, baby. Apocalypse. You know what I mean? Word up.
Made by DC. Like, how? Why does he mention that?
Bruh, it's the best one. It's the best one.
True. It's funny. Hey, I want to shout out a special birthday today, man, because I look up to this comedian. I really do. And I'm not just saying that. I wish I had the cojones that this guy does. It's his 58th birthday. I'm talking about actor, comedian Ricky Gervais. The reason I like him so much, he's the type of comedian to me. Like, he's that guy, plays by his own rules, blunt, he's over the line, he's edgy. You can say whatever you want about him, but you can't say he isn't funny. Now, every single time I watch Ricky Gervais host anything, I'm dying laughing, and I'm always saying, oh my God, did he just say that? The person that reminds me of him a lot off stage is Mike Herlihy. Like, Mike says some funny stuff. It kills me, and I'm like, oh my God, Mike, did you really just say that? He's like, what? So I like Ricky Gervais for that. Now, I wanted to know, in this political climate as a comedian, is stand-up comedy still a safe space for freedom of speech?
Nope.
No. Ken's saying no. Ken is shaking his head no.
I honestly don't think so, man. I think right now, and we've said this before, what Eddie Murphy could say in Raw, you can't say today. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you can't say this now. And also, it was wrong. A lot of the stuff he said, lot of the stuff he said in Raw was wrong.
But that dog won't hunt.
Yeah.
This will not stand. Okay,
it won't. And I mean, Chappelle did a really smart joke about transsexuals. You know me, I didn't think it was offensive or anything, but I'm not transsexual, so I can't speak for that. But the transsexual community went after him. But Dave's the guy that's like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it again in my next special, and I'm gonna do it again in my next special. But he doesn't care. But now comedy's got to the point. But I'm also the guy that also thinks that, you know how people are like, well, it's comedy, I should be able to say that. You know, and I've always been like, who started that rule? That just because it's comedy, you're able to make fun of gay people, or you're able to make fun of these. Who started that?
Well, comedians started that years ago because they said to themselves, look, this is the last place that you can say stuff to make people laugh. So you shouldn't be mad at me when I'm just making a joke. It's just a joke, so you can't be mad. I'm sorry, Miguel, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. What I think is there was never a time for the audience to be able to tell you how they felt outside of the show before.
Amen.
So outside
Amen.
of that moment there, they were only able to boo you or this or that. But the thing about it is now people who aren't your audience can comment on you, even though they're not your supporting audience, which is fair because that's the game we play now.
That's the
But
game,
I think it switched over from you did a show and your audience didn't like you. They told you they didn't like you and you lost that. But now you are in an environment where you do a show, you sell it out, your audience loves you, but people who don't vibe with you have a medium now to speak out about what they like and what they don't like. And that's the first issue we're running into, because I think the fact is those people actually never had a medium to express their distaste of something. So it's a whole evolution of free speech. Now
you're right about that,
to speak out about things we're not even associated with, whereas before you had to be a part of it.
And when you speak out about it, you don't need actual facts. You just say what you want.
Yeah.
We see it all day. Now, I've always come from that school of thought as this, and I think me and Mike talk about this a lot. You can say whatever you want. Say whatever you want, but you have to be ready for the consequences, no matter what they may be, whatever they may be. You say what you want, but no, somebody might take offense to this, so be ready.
Yeah, so, you got freedom of speech, and your boss got freedom of fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I tell people that all the time. You got freedom of speech. You can say what you want, but you also got freedom to get fired or canceled, as we call it in this era.
And it used to be you had to worry about what you said because somebody would beat you up or tune you up if you said it at the bar the wrong way.
Yeah.
And now it's not that way. So, but you still have the consequence of losing something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember the comic who was, but I remember a comic saying this joke about if you had a problem with Lionel Richie back in the day, you couldn't just get online and talk crap about Lionel Richie. You had to buy a ticket to go to the Lionel Richie show, and then you had to buy a front row ticket so Lionel could hear you boo. And then during the show, you forgot Lionel was with the Commodores, and now you're like, I forgot how many Lionel Richie songs I liked.
Yeah,
that experience anymore. But I mean, I think it's scary for us in our business, for me, because I'm like, I want to say so much, and I do. I'll be honest, man. I hold back on things because I'm like, I don't think I could sell that. But then you see dudes like Chappelle, and you're like, if I keep playing this game hard enough, maybe one day I'll get to the point where I could sell it because I've known how to word it the way people know I'm just telling my truth. And I've got such a diehard fan group that they're like, let him speak his truth, you know?
And that's what it takes. I asked this question online and get some feedback, and everybody's like, kept saying Chappelle did it. And I think the difference is Chappelle he has fame and what do you call it? A huge following on his side where he can do that.
Yeah, my president gets to do it because he's got a huge following. You know?
Absolutely. Now, guys like us, we still have to think twice about certain things, like you said, because we don't have that leverage that you do when you're that famous, you're that big, you have a following like that.
People who came to the Doghouse to watch a comedy show and didn't even know I was headlining ain't gonna stand beside me when I say something they don't like. And I think we all do a good job, though, of saying things we really believe in, that we're like, I'm gonna say this because I believe it. I think it's smart and well written. I just don't think I do a good job enough now of making everything I want to talk about be intelligent enough that I can be like, no, I said it. It's intelligent and funny, and I'm willing to stand by it. Because there's some jokes I write that I'm like, man, I like this, but am I down to fight for this? No. No.
I will tell you, there's jokes I did when I first started 19 years ago that I won't do anymore. It's just the political climate's changed. Things have happened. We've progressed. There's certain things I just
people with Michelle in front of people, you know, and that's
I did, and I still get a card. You know what's cool? We still talk every now and again. We get cards from those people. It's awesome. You know.
Well, but the thing is, I just think people get offended by stuff that doesn't need to get offended. You know, I've told you guys the story of the lady who sent me the email about the Benadryl joke.
Oh,
and she was so upset about it because her daughter had died from a Benadryl overdose that the babysitter gave her Benadryl. And my advice to this lady was, don't take parenting advice from a comedian.
Yeah.
Like, why are you coming to my show and thinking that you know, you came to my show, listen to my joke, and then you thought people were going to leave that show and be like, you know what, Benadryl is right. Like parents weren't already giving their kids like I came up with
you invented it.
You know what I'm saying? Mike, you do jokes about your kids. Has anybody ever came with you after the show and was like, bruh, you don't say that about your children?
Yeah, a couple of times actually. And I explained to him, I'm like, I love my kids, man. And my kids know these jokes for the most part and everything else.
Yeah.
And also, my kids have a pretty good life. I get to be home with them most of the week. I only do shows on the weekend. So if I go, hey, I make fun of you guys just so we can have everything we have, they're like, yeah, that's cool. And hop back in the pool. They're good.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool.
You know what I mean? So it always baffled me that people, I always tell people all the time, the comment section is probably the worst invention of the internet. You know what I mean? Because like you said, Miguel, it gives people a voice who don't need a voice. Everybody don't need an opinion. Everybody don't need an opinion.
Just the fact you're saying that's very controversial, though.
Yeah.
Like everybody doesn't need an opinion.
They really don't. Like you said, what the guy said, you had to buy a ticket to go to the concert if you really had beef with somebody. If you really had beef with somebody in the 80s, I got to figure out what city they coming to. How did you even find out when the concert was coming in the 80s? Wasn't no internet. Like, how did you know? Like,
so Ken, you're basically saying everybody's become a Karen online.
Oh, everybody, everybody go in the comment section. It's always somebody in the comment. I just did a video for Tampa Improv. They're
opening back up.
And I did a joke saying that they're not selling single tickets anymore. They're selling two tops and 4 tops. So I jokingly said, you can't come alone if you're single. You need to go to a dating website and get a date. And people were like, oh my God, that's not safe. I can't go meet some random guy. I made a 2.5-minute video, and you took that part. And I'm not talking about one person, like 8 or 9 people of the 15, 16 comments were like, that ain't safe. Okay. I gotta go get a date. Like, what?
Okay, Ken, first off, why are you single shaming? Okay, first off, why are you doing that? Okay. I choose to be single. I don't need a man. Okay. Yeah. So first off.
And it's crazy because I had the guy at Tampa was like, hey man, be careful because somebody's gonna get offended by something. So me and Kermit made the video as least offending as we could. And that part I thought was funny because I was like, you can go to farmersonly.com. So I named all these dating websites, and I'm thinking it's funny. And it was people like, I gotta go get a date. I can't come out myself. That's not safe. I'm never coming to your club if I can't come alone. And the guy was like, that's not what he's saying. I'm just saying we're selling 2 tops. You got to buy 2 tickets. You ain't got you come by yourself. You just know ain't nobody gonna sit with you. You gotta buy 2 tickets. So,
2 tickets.
It's like
Jesus.
So
man.
people get offended, man. So God bless Ricky and God bless Chappelle for being able to say what they want to say and not giving a damn. But we can't do that because we got to go work it out.
It's a luxury in life to be offended by things that aren't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a luxury to be able to be like, that offends me, and be like, well, what offends you? Be like, that comedian who made the joke about 2 tops, but the rest of the life's
Are you going to be okay? I'm not going to be okay. In fact, this won't stand. Okay, I won't like it.
I'm trying not to cuss here. I'm trying not to cuss here.
You better play Mystic River. I'll shoot this place up.
All right, guys. Now, when we get back, we got a very special guest I'm excited about. This. You guys all know that the Spike Lee movie just dropped on Netflix. We also got one of the people that was actually in it, one of the stuntmen. He was also in Black Panther. So he's going to be here in just a little bit. So, guys, stay tuned. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be great. Thank you guys for joining us right here on Real Laughs on 104.1. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for returning with us here on Real Laughs on 104.1. I am your host, Mr. James Ayan. Reminding everybody, be sure to go listen to all our past shows on the iHeart app, Spotify, and iTunes. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and now YouTube. We got Mr. Ken Miller in here, the Godfather of Orlando comedy. That's right. And we got my main man, my partner in crime, Mr. Miguel Colon Jr. And we got a very, very special guest, Mr. Khalil La'Marr. You may know him from such small independent films like Black Panther, small little film we're hoping makes it, one day. Might get a sequel.
It's a cult film, but I think you guys did all right, man. It's basically like a John Waters film or something that.
There you go.
Okay. This Michael B. Jordan kid though too, man. He's got a shot.
I think he could play Creed. Like, they did the Creed movie. He could totally play Creed.
I think he could play Wallace on The Wire.
He would be dope. He would be dope.
Now I'm joking, of course. We all are huge comic book fans here. Look, Khalil, you know when I first met you when you were on my show, I geeked out with you because I love Marvel and everything you're a part of. You actually were in Black Panther. You are a stunt man on that. You're in incredible shape. Every
Thank you,
time I
man.
see your videos when you working out, I tell myself I've got to get my stuff together. Like
Hey,
I've
come up
got
there
to.
with me, man. The door's always open. Come
No,
over there with
no,
Yo,
man.
bro, your door ain't open wide enough for James to come in there. He said my door always open. You got to open both doors. You got to open the double doors for James to come in there.
You are wrong for
I
that,
want to
man.
go work out, Clea. I'm be like, I want to do stunt workout. Okay, not workout. Like, I want a wire team lifting weights for me. You know, John
Now-
Woo style with a bunch of doves just flying around.
Now it seems like everything that Chadwick Boseman does, you're with him because you're with him for Black Panther, and now you just did some work on a great film by a independent director that you may have heard of, people called Spike Lee. He did a movie called The Five Bloods, and you were actually worked on that film as well. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
tell me, try to put in words what it's like working on a Spike Lee set?
Well, with that being my first time working with Spike Lee, it was an amazing experience. Like I was mind blown the entire time. For one, I've never worked with him before, and I've watched his movies growing up as
Oh
a
my
kid.
God.
I mean, Do the
Oh,
Right
yeah.
Thing. You know, he was in
Yes.
School Days, and just so
Yes.
on. And for me to be working with him, it was like a huge blessing. Watching a legend, right in front of my eyes. And then
Oh, there you
secondly,
go.
we filmed in Thailand, and I've never been to Thailand, so it was like a free trip on top of me being paid to be there and working
Yeah, but
with a
I've been to
legend on top
Thailand,
of
brother.
another legend, Chadwick Boseman, Delroy Lindo, Melanie Thierry, so many different actors and actresses in that film. And to be doubling Chadwick Boseman, he's an iconic actor. And it was just a huge blessing. I've worked with Chadwick Boseman on previous films. I was one of the Black Panther stunt doubles in Avengers Endgame. And
Yeah.
I worked with him in Infinity War and Black Panther as well. So it was like a reunion with Chadwick Boseman, but it was new to everyone else that I was working with. And with Spike Lee, he knows what he wants. He always gets to the point. He's not into doing like too many takes on, whatever he wants for whatever scene. He knows what he wants and he gets to it.
He's not Kubrick. He's not doing 20,000 takes
Exactly.
for one
Yeah,
scene. He's like, nah.
He's not for that at all.
Nah.
But it was a great experience, man. Not only is he serious about his work, but he also loves to have a good time on set as well. So that's what made everything a smooth breeze being out there with everyone, because it was 110, 115 degrees every day, and we were in full gear in the desert, like the jungle, So yeah, it was
God
great.
bless you. See, go ahead.
I was saying, like, how long, like, where did you get your start into stunts, and how long has it been since you've been doing it? Like,
I got my first stunt job in 2008. I was doing a live show at Busch Gardens in Tampa. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, so that show flew me out to Tampa, and I did that for about a year. Then I went into another show, and moving forward, I went on tour with Marvel Universe Live and did more stunts.
Nice.
And then my first stunt film was Black Panther, and I was two characters in that one. That was 2016. We started rehearsals for it, and it just been ripple effect.
Your first stunt movie was Black Panther?
Yes, sir. Yo, when I got on that set, man, it was like, because I'm gonna tell you the way the call went. So a friend of mine, he doubles Will Smith, Brandon McClary. He called me and said, "Hey, did you submit to Black Panther?" I said, "I didn't know anything about it." So he sent me the email. I sent over a headshot resume. They called me. I wasn't home. I was working a 14-hour gig. So they said, "Can you send a video of what you do?" I didn't have my laptop, nothing. So I created a video on my phone real quick, sent it. And I was like, I hope it's good enough. They called me the next day. Before they can even give me the dates, they said, "Hey, I want to know if you're available for these days." I said, "Yep." And they they told me who they were. They were like, "Yeah, this such and such Black Panther movie." I said, "Yep." And they was like, "You agreeing?"
What kind
not
of
knowing
video?
the date.
Have a video of you in Busch Gardens beating up a lion?
Choking out a lion.
You came to the lion right beforehand too, but like, listen, you've done this a bunch of times. You look good. He's like, "I got you, baby. I got you."
Brother, yeah, man. That video got me on set, and so I didn't double Chadwick in that film. I was like a border trial warrior and a soldier. But when I went into hair and makeup, they thought I was Chadwick Boseman's stunt double. And I'm like, hey, y'all want to bump me up to that pay? You know, you can. But long story short, after that film, I got called for more. And I networked on set. Ended up getting another job doing my first Tyler Perry stunt double job on his If Loving You Is Wrong TV show. And I ended up doubling 2 actors on that show. So that was 2 separate contracts. And it was like a ripple effect, man. It was like blessing after blessing, man.
Yeah, it's funny because I watch them Tyler Perry's because my wife watch them. Somebody always getting shot or beat up or truck drives through stuff. Yeah, Tyler Perry has the most random stunts. I can't think of the one show when the truck drives through the pharmacy. It's just random. The dude sitting in the truck like, yo, is that my wife with that dude?
You never know what's gonna happen, man. It's never.
I want to get back to the video thing. What made me laugh about it when you said I just put video together and sent it in.
Yeah.
Sometimes those be the best ones.
Yeah.
Because the video I submitted when I won the Steve Harvey comedy competition was a video on my phone. I sent to a friend of mine to edit it for me real quick. We sent it over and I end up winning with it. So sometimes you don't gotta do a top video, you know, people just looking for what you can do in the video.
Yeah,
they're not looking for, man. It ain't got to be an IMAX.
Because I had never submitted a video before, so I'm like, yo, let me just do this, and it was not the best. I kid you not. This video is not. I said I booked off of this video. All right, I'll take it.
Did you I was gonna say, growing up, were you that kid growing up, man? Were you the wild ass kid growing up? That's like,
we used to go in the abandoned buildings, flipping out the second floors onto the old mattresses in the alley.
Oh my god! No.
I used to jump off my aunt's balcony. She lived on the 3rd floor. We should jump off of that onto the grass.
No, you wasn't that kid. You was just crazy. That ain't,
bro.
That's just crazy. That
ain't
even...
man. Hey, I'm from Detroit, man. We do everything. East side Detroit. Crazy.
No. Well, my question is this. So this segment I do, it's a movie segment where I do movie reviews. So my movie review is for the Five Bloods. Mm-hmm. So after you do your movies, do you watch them? Do you watch them and say that's where I was at? This is my stunt right here.
Yeah, some of them I've seen. There are a few films I hadn't seen yet, but I had to watch this one for sure, man.
Amen.
Because, I got the script before, we shot it, and I was like, yo, this film's gonna be amazing. And I just I didn't know it was gonna be 2.5 hours long, but yeah, it was all worth it.
So you guys but I was just gonna say the movie's doing great as far as critically and people watching it themselves. It's like a 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, man. So congratulations, Khalil.
Yeah, when you do a movie and like you do like a stunt scene, do you tell like your people like, hey man, when you watch this, look for this scene? Like when you watch Tyler Perry's Boo Medea 2, I'm the one rocking it out of the missile launcher. You know, when you watch Tyler Perry's Love Ain't Blah Blah Blah, I'm the dude with the Desert Eagle hanging out of the helicopter. Because it's a movie about a girl in Georgia in a diner finding love.
You know what's funny? In the beginning, when I first started filming, I used to do that, but now I can't even keep up with it. I just say, yo, just watch the film. But it's funny you mentioned Tyler Perry because on one of his episodes, you clearly know it's me. Mind you, that episode, they airbrushed me light-skinned because the actor was light-skinned.
Hey, did you get paid more since they did that?
Of course, yeah. I know. I wish I had that contract that actor had. But
he light-skinned. Pay him more.
Right. Like my
they said they walked you to another trailer. No, this is the one you need to go to. Man, I'm light skinned in this movie. Yeah, you're gonna have to fit into the Gundam suit because it's a love story.
Oh my god, man.
But yeah, man. I used to do it, but now I just tell them go watch the film, and if they ask me, I'll tell them.
What's your stuntman fear? Like you've got to have, you guys know the industry, you know what's happened to more people. What's your stuntman fear? Or is it none?
Good question.
Wait, you said what's my fear and what else? I'm sorry.
Like it's being a stuntman. Is there a fear that you have of all right, even the stunt you'll do, but it's the things that you fear most, like fire scenes or
underwater.
No, the only thing I fear is not doing a stunt. There are jobs. There was one job, man. I was in a dressing room for about 3 hours. They finally come get me. I was on set for 5 minutes. And all we did was walk around the corner, point the gun. That was it. And it was like, yo, like I want to do something.
Yeah.
Yo, Khalil, you just explained a Saturday night for my mom back in the day. Yo, y'all know what I'm telling the truth. Y'all know what I'm talking about,
bro.
My mom shot somebody back in the day, bro.
Shot James' dad.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
They're like
3 shots.
You're gonna get.
But he's alive. He's alive.
Move your hands a lot. No.
No.
Have you ever been injured?
Not on set. I've been injured training before. And they both were. Well, one was in the tumbling gym. I was training on the trampoline and dislocated my wrist. The other, I was training 30 minutes before a show doing a tumble pass, and I had a partial tear in my Achilles. I tore it when I was flipping in the air. But the good thing is I healed fast. Like I didn't have any surgery on my Achilles. I was back on tour flipping within 2 months of the injury.
Not me, bro. I tore both Achilles tendons 6 years apart on the exact same day. Took me 2 years to recover. Matter of fact, the last one, I still walk funny. It was 8 years ago, bro. My son was like, crazy. Dad, why you crip walking? I'm like, this is how I normally walk. Like, what are you talking about? This is me. He's like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, this is my regular feet, Junior. Get your ass in the car. Why are you?
Now, Khalil, you've done so much great work in such a short amount of time. You truly are blessed, man. But you're talented, though. That's why you get to do all these things. Is there something coming up that you're excited to be working on that you can actually tell us about? I know it's very secretive in Hollywood.
Well, with the pandemic going on, everything kind of went to a halt. So we hadn't had any work come in, but I do have 2 other films that one I finished and another that we started on before everything. And that's Suicide Squad 2 comes out. What? It's supposed to come out next year. But with the pandemic happening, I'm not sure if that moved the dates or whatnot, because we're supposed to be filming all through this year as well. And we also just finished Underground Railroad. I believe that's going to be on Amazon.
Wow.
And I heard you got cast. I heard you got cast as the flamethrower operator in Tyler Perry's Easter special.
hey, if it's pan, put me in there.
Hey, Khalil, before we have to go, man, I just want to thank you so much, brother. You've always been good to me. Thank you for being on this show, my other show. And where can people get more information about you? Where can they look you up on social media?
I'm mainly on Instagram, Khalil La'Marr, Khalil Lamarr. You can hit me up, DM me, message me, follow me. Just be on the lookout.
All right, brother. When we get out of this pandemic, we're gonna get together. We're gonna all have a good dinner and hang out a little bit, man.
Let's do it. Hit me up. You got my number, man. Hit me up.
I do. Thank you so much, man.
Yo, thank you guys so much, man. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you, Khalil.
Thanks, brother.
You sure to look up Khalil, man. Don't go anywhere. We have more Real Laughs right here on 104.1. Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Real Laughs on 104.1. I'm your host, James Eon. I am joined with my friends, Mr. Mike Curlahee. We got Miguel Colon Jr. and the Godfather of Orlando comedy, Mr. Ken Miller. And we just had a great talk with Khalil La'Marr, stuntman that was in Black Panther, Endgame.
He was in Justice League Dark Side too, baby.
And the 5 Bloods that are on right now.
I gotta tell you, man, Khalil, like I sat out that last interview just because we're all recording from home right now. We got some technical difficulties going. I've got to chat with that guy for so long. I definitely want Miguel to be in there, get to talk to him and stuff. The guy is just one of those down to earth, 100%. Let me tell you. And Ken mentioned he wanted to review the 5 Bloods, which I watched. I liked it. And as soon as Kent's like, yeah, I'm reviewing it this week, I'm like, oh, let me messenger Khalil, see if he's probably not available. And he's like, dude, what time? And that was it.
See?
Not one of those guys like, well, how much am I getting? Where is this being used? He's like, you let me know what time and I'll be there, man.
Yeah. And Mike was like, Ken, can he hijack your segment? I said, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm like, Ken, I know usually you talk about the movie and you review it, and then if it's something James or I referred you to, you don't watch it, and then you talk crap about it. But if we bring on Khalil, can it become like a movie? And he's like, man, yeah.
In that voice, that's how my text message sound. Man.
I got it. Yep. So cool.
All right. Now, thank him so much, Khalil La'Marr. Y'all be sure to look him up. Be sure to watch The 5 Bloods on Netflix right now, directed by Spike Lee. Now, it's that time for Miguel Colon to take us back. But before he does that on Throwback Thursday, he got a little news for you guys. Go ahead, Miguel.
That's right. This Throwback Thursday is sponsored, ching, 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 by a good friend of mine who has an incredible company, Mr. Tim Altman. He's been on the show before. It's Altman Bail Bonds. And Tim is an incredible bondsman because his bondsman agency offers services in Osceola, Seminole, Sumter, and Orange County. They're open 24 hours a day. They've been around for 20 years, and they specialize in what's called no collateral bonds, meaning they can help write you bonds without upfront putting any collateral. And Tim has walked me through the bond process, maybe sometimes walked me out, but he's helped me learn so much about the bond process. And he'll tell you, don't ever, if you find yourself incarcerated for any reason, don't ever try to bond yourself out without going seeing an experienced bondsman. They're going to help you out. They're going to help take care of all this. It's like you don't go to court without a lawyer. You don't get out of jail without a bondsman. Make sure you do this smart. So Altman Bail Bonds, they're once again Osceola, Orange County, Seminole County, Sumter County, 20 years experience. And the phone number is 352-242-BAIL, BAIL. 24-hour service. Guy's a personal friend of mine. I just vouched for him as a human being. And he paid, you know? It's Tim Altman, Altman Bail Bonds. And so
shout out to Tim, man. Good dude.
Good dude, man. A great guy. Just great guy. Personally, that's a great friend of mine. But the segment he sponsors also a personal favorite of mine, Throwback Thursday. And this Throwback Thursday, I want to take you back to an experience I remember from my childhood that I think some of you guys in our age group remember with a fondness that some of the younger people nowadays won't know about because it doesn't exist. And that is the Pizza Hut dining experience. Now, the dining experience. When I was a young buck running around, hanging out, either you played Little League, you went out with your family, Pizza Hut was one of the places that they would take you to. And back in our day, in the old-timey times, Pizza Hut was a dine-in restaurant with checkered tablecloths. And then they had those special Pizza Hut lamps that were like a Tiffany knockoff lamp that said pizza on it. They brought you the pizza out in a pan, piping hot pan with this thick crust pizza comes out. You get, I believe Pepsi was at Pizza Hut, or I can't remember. I think it was
Pepsi.
You got the Pepsi in this glass cup. And it was it looked all exquisite. You stole the cup every chance you got. And it was like 66 ounces of Pepsi that came to you. And they bring a pitcher and put it on the table for you. And they had a salad bar. They had Miss Pac-Man, Galaga. You had a server. And this was the same Pizza Hut that was rocking delivery. So like they had guys coming and going, dropping off delivery pizza. Some of the Pizza Huts, some of them had a buffet. The Pizza Hut buffet. And it had 6 kinds of pizza you never wanted and 2 really good kinds. And then like a cookie pizza. And the Pizza Hut salad consisted of like lettuce and then red onion and crouton and 2 kinds of dressing. It was like ranch and water, you know? And you would just pour them on.
Ranch or water.
The Pizza Hut or dining experience was celebratory, though. Like, you didn't go to Pizza Hut because you didn't do something. You went to Pizza Hut because we won in Little League. Like, if you saw the other team.
Every baseball Little League.
Baseball Little League. Yeah. You saw the other team sitting there and they lost. You're like, what the hell? Anybody could come? You know? Like, you just want to call the maitre d' over. Hey, Kevin? They
lost.
Yeah, what's going on here, man? The Alamo Stars didn't win. He's like, oh.
Yeah. You know, Pizza Hut's for winners.
Yeah. But do you guys remember other restaurants that were like that were meant something to you as a family or as kids? Like to us, you never bought KFC if you didn't buy a bucket. There was none of these individual KFC meals. You got a bucket. That's it.
When I was growing up, and this is way back, I'm talking almost about 20 years ago, going to Friendly's was an occasion. Going to Friendly's because
the ice cream place, right?
The ice cream, because you would go get your meal, and every kid's meal came with a sundae of your choice. You were guaranteed dessert. As a fat kid, I'm guaranteed something sweet.
Yeah. Bring
on the diabetes, man. I loved going to Friendly's, man. Back in the day, it meant something to go there. Oh God,
Mike,
they're closing them down now.
Even now, Mike, with your kids, do you have a place now that is like going to be the nostalgia for your kids to remember later on? Is the place Dad would take us to?
My kids, we still go to Pizza Hut. There's a Pizza Hut across from the Improv that we go to, where the servers know us pretty well. So they'll put the TVs on like Nickelodeon and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then what's always funny is when we go on the road and we're driving through towns and we see what used to be an IHOP or what used to be a Pizza Hut. You can tell they're very distinct buildings. Right. So what they used to be. And now there's something like Luigi's local pizzeria. Now you were a Pizza Hut that failed. That's
what else too, Mike? A Howard Johnson. You pass by something like, hey, this dry cleaner was a Howard Johnson. Like,
it was.
A lot of IHOPs nowadays are pawn shops. Like whenever I go into town, you just see that's definitely an IHOP. And it's like, oh, you can buy a gun. Okay, perfect.
To me, it's funny. It's funny, all the restaurants we considered to be a quality restaurant back in the day, and now you're like, ugh, I'm not going there. Like a Ponderosa, a Sizzler. Back in the day, you were like, yo, we going to Sizzler. Remember Mike Wayne Can't Jump? We going to Sizzler.
Sizzler's sign said 65% more steak. And I started thinking, I thought that meant more steak options. I think they meant their steak was now 65% steak. They were like, we're getting there.
Yo, that's so funny. Like those places you don't even really see anymore. But back in the day, people went, man. I missed that.
There's I think it's called West Marine on Lee Road. Mm-hmm. But I went to go pick up bait and stuff for us to go fishing, and it looks like it used to be like a Rite Aid or Eckert's.
It was Eckert's. It was an Eckert's.
Yeah. We put up. My wife was like, "That looked like it used to be Eckert's." I said, "It really does look like Eckert's."
There's a Spanish sandwich shop that's dead on a Checkers. It has 2 drive-throughs on the side.
It's on OBT, right there on OBT. Yep.
Bro. God, that takes me.
But I tell you, man, we were talking about the Pizza Hut, and we still have one here in the Popka where you can sit down and eat at. We still have one in the Popka. It doesn't. If it does the buffet, I don't know. But we went and sat down, and they brought the pizza to us.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, we used to do you go at the buffet and then you run out because you didn't pay ahead of time. Yeah. And of course, in my early days, I can do that. But once I made the basketball team, we all ran out, and the lady was like, "Yo, the Grimsby High School basketball team just ate and ran out." Like, they just like, we know who you are. You play on the basketball team 3 blocks from the Pizza Hut.
You guys all had your jerseys on still. Like,
hey, I went when I was a kid. There used to be this Chinese buffet that was right across the street from the high school, and me and all my boys went, and we were gonna run out and not pay. And then we saw another crew of kids, and they were all eating quick, like,
Yeah, you ain't gonna run out before us. You ain't gonna run out before us.
But here's the thing. I don't know if it's just me where I live at, but when I was like 13, 14 in early high school, there were Chinese buffets everywhere. I barely see those now. Like, I don't see the Chinese buffet like it used to be, man.
What I don't see anymore is other kinds of buffets. Because there used to be like other kinds of buffets. You're like, oh, it's a pizza buffet, a taco buffet. Now it's Chinese and we have pizza.
That's it.
When I was in high school, we had a KFC close to the school. So we get done with school, and then we'd have like theater rehearsals or something. So we're like, let's go grab some KFC real quick. And at the time, they had the all-you-can-eat buffet. So one day we walked over there. Yeah. We were at KFC, and we realized, oh, man, we're actually late for rehearsal. So we barely had time to get like 1/2 a plate. So we're like, can we just take some of this to go? We're high school kids, we're just hungry. Yeah. And they're like, no. I'm like, if we were sitting here, we'd eat like 3 times as much. They're like, no, we can't do anything for you. If you leave with that food, we'll call the cops. So I'm like, okay. So the next day we went in there, and we stayed for like 5.5 hours. We brought baked games. We were sitting at the table. We're like, no, this is where we make our money back. I brought a tent. I got a Walkman. We're invested.
Mike, what's funny is that's your form of protest. That's me and James' everyday buffet.
Yep.
You go down. You've been here 3 hours.
Yo. You know what's so funny? The KFC buffet had collard greens and rice. Yeah. And I used to love it because y'all know the bowl, the KFC bowl with the mashed potatoes. They used to have a rice bowl like that, but they don't do rice anymore. But the buffet used to have collard greens and rice, depending on where you went, and they had fried fish at some of them. And I'm like,
catfish.
The thing about the fried fish at KFC is like that's not coming from your vendor. You know, like you're not ordering fried.
That's
fish.
somebody in the back that can fry fish.
What do they have now?
Yo.
They got like KFC, Baskin Robbins, and Dunkin' Donuts all in the same place. Is that, and they throw in a Taco Bell every now and then? Is that what they do?
The one in Castleberry, I think, is a Long John Silver's in a KFC. And I've seen the KFC. I've seen the KFC Pizza Hut. I've seen the KFC Pizza Hut. So yeah, I
saw a chicken waffle cash checking place.
Yeah,
Not even making
that chicken good. That chicken good. That chicken's amazing. That chicken's amazing. I could bet money on it. But you're gonna have diarrhea from it because they sanitary. That sanitation is no good, but it's gonna be good chicken. I'm telling you.
You guys get on the road and hit up like a double fast food place, and you're like, this would not fly in Florida. Like it's like, hey man, that's that Taco Bell. Nathan's famous hot dog.
Like, so you can get the Nathan's French fries with the Taco Bell meat on top.
I got the Nathan's fries in my freezer because they're so good.
Oh my God, we are a bunch of fat people. All we hear about
Miami subs TCBY McDonald's only nugget.
Oh man.
Hey, that's Throwback Thursday, guys. Thank you so much for going down memory lane. And hit us up on your Facebook page and tell us about some of your family spots that you guys used to go to celebrate nothing, but still, it was worth the celebration.
It used to be a trip out with your family, man. A good time, man. We got a little time left. Nobody's performing this weekend, right? Everybody's staying home.
Nah, baby, I'm going to be watching Justice League Apocalypse War, baby.
Kim, you are ridiculous.
Let me borrow that, man. I'm not gonna watch it. I just don't want you to have it anymore.
I ain't even open it, yo.
Thank you guys so much for. Go ahead.
I was watching.
We got 20 seconds.
It feels like Mike is reviewing the show. He's just like,
no, don't like it. He's like, listen, this won't stand.
Don't take it personal. This is the same way I look at my kids every day.
Thank you guys for listening. We will see you guys next week. God bless you. Stay safe.